What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look at what Bitcoin's price is doing, because it actually does seem as if it could be building up into something rather bullish, and I want to share that with you today. And so with that said, let's talk about some Bitcoin. Now, guys, also don't forget, speaking of Bitcoin, if you are interested in Bitcoin life insurance, you guys know I did recently partner up with Meanwhile. It's a company who does provide Bitcoin life insurance, which comes with a bunch of benefits like protection, tax advantage savings, liquidity, and much more. It's presented to you by, again, a company named Meanwhile that is currently backed by the likes of Sam Altman, Lachi Groom, Gradient Ventures, and much more. And they did just recently raise over a $19 million at a $100 million valuation, so they are a solid company. So feel free to check that out down in the first link in the description below if that's something that's interesting to you. That looking at Bitcoin itself, though, what we can see is that its price has been making some interesting moves to the downside. I mean, pretty rather consistent. You know, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, rather consistently as we are here on the 4 hours. Now, you all know I told you all that this was very possible. I said, look, we're in an ascending wedge. When we break to the downside of this ascending wedge, there's a strong likelihood we melt through some of these liquidity levels and try to find support at one of them before trying to make a move back up towards the upside. And so I told you all, I'm just going to consistently buy at each one of these support levels until one of them holds. And if none of them hold, well, I guess I'm just going to lose on this little mini dollar cost average. But at the end of the day, I still think, when we look back at this macro wedge that we're in, if we do see Bitcoin successfully eventually make a move like this back to the upside, I'm not going to be mad that I bought right here whatsoever. And so, of course, clearly, I think this is a win-win one way or another. I'm either going to win in the short term or, well, win in the long term. Now, looking at this, though, something interesting is playing out with Bitcoin's price at this exact moment. What you can see here is that there is now the entering of divergence on the 4-hour charts, which is a good sign because oftentimes this does imply that we could see a move to the upside sometime soon. What we can see is that as Bitcoin has been putting in these lower lows and, of course, these lower highs on its price, its RSI is starting to change. Overall, what we've seen over the last, 2 weeks or so is that Bitcoin is now starting to put in higher highs and higher lows, as you can see here, higher lows on this RSI. Now, oftentimes, whenever you see moments like this in which you see a separation, or oftentimes called a divergence, it is a sign, signal, tell, indicator, whatever word you want to use, that what we're seeing right now is a change in the momentum. And in times like this, even though its price is venturing downwards, the momentum of that move downwards is shifting and actually weakening. And so because of that, what you'll typically see in moments like this in which you do have this bullish divergence, lower lows with higher lows on the charts, is that you will try to find a bounce back towards the upside sometimes rather soon. How big that is sometimes hard to tell. But in an instance like this in which Bitcoin is putting in a trend like this, I would say at least breaking above this trend is a possibility. Now, I'm not going to go and say that this is going to happen exactly right now because there are some things happening fundamentally for Bitcoin, such as liquidations and things that are a little bit concerning that could pull its price to the downside a little bit more. We actually talked about it over on the crypto catch up earlier today, so feel free to go check up on that. That is my second channel link down below. But again, there is a possibility we do push a little bit lower, so I'm not just like opening up a 100x leverage trade or anything right now, but I am buying, and I have been pretty consistently buying for the last few days, and the purchases that I've done over the last 24 hours have been a little bit bigger than the ones that I was doing previously. And I do have every intention that if it goes lower and lower, I will buy bigger and bigger and bigger little chunks throughout the month of September. And so because of that, again, sure, I'm not trying to make you think like, okay, we're immediately just going to go bam bam and just going to take off like this, but it would shock me if we don't get some type of move to the upside sometimes rather soon as a result of this divergence and the weakening of this move to the downside. So of course, I will continue to update you as this does play out, and as I do continue to make some trades and buys and things like that. Don't forget, I am personally doing all of my trading over on Margex. If you do want to use the link down in the description below, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and access to a $500,000 Casper airdrop, and you don't even have to KYC or use a VPN. You can just sign up and within a few minutes deposit funds and start trading, and that means you don't have to tell them who you are. Again, you just sign up, start trading, get access to up to $10,000 in bonuses. $500,000 Casper airdrop is there as well. A lot of good things happening over there. So overall, as I mentioned before, I will continue to update you as this does play out, but I just wanted to let you know what we were seeing was rather bullish, and it could be a very good sign. Of course, time will tell though. So of course, I hope you guys do enjoy these rather quick, fast, straight to it updates. If you do, you can always let me know by checking out, of course, the description down below. Drop some likes, drop some comments, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.